Oh, welcome back to West Bloomfield High School. We've had two awesome baseball games to get us to this spot already today. Walled Lake Western beat North Farmington 1-0 in the first game. West Bloomfield just walked off Walled Lake Central 5-4 in the second game, which ended about a half hour ago. So now we get to play for a district championship. Walled Lake Western against West Bloomfield. Evan Stockton, Jay Alexander back with you. You know, Jay, what I'm wondering coming into this game, so both these teams just played tight games, 1-0, down to the wire with their season on the line. How the heck do you turn around and play another important game on the same day?
Because you want to move on to the regionals. That's why, right? You want to get that state championship. So it's exciting times for them.
Walled Lake Western starting lineup. Lucas Hoffmeyer at the top is an awesome athlete. He's going to play D1 football at Central. And up and down their lineup, watch out for Pasha Goffey as well. Talent in that lineup for Walled Lake Western. Now, West Bloomfield in a wrinkle. Although they are playing on their home field, they will be the road team in this game. Walled Lake Western will get their starting pitcher, Zach Emmer, on the bump first. And Jay, apparently we can only call lefties today. Because in our first game, we had two really good lefties in Slade Moore and Jack Shaw. And now Zach Emmer is going to try to get Walled Lake Western over the finish line today and spring an upset against a West Bloomfield lineup that we saw last game. They were good when they needed to be.
Yes, they were. They did exactly what they needed to do late in the game. They took more pitches. They were a little bit more patient and got key hits when they needed them. So it was definitely a tide of two different teams in one game.
Big Stevie Fountain coming to the plate for West Bloomfield. In our first game today for West Bloomfield against Walled Lake Central, Stevie singled, walked, stole a base, and scored a run. That's the thing that's kind of funny about him is even though he's big, he can steal bases. He's stolen 26 this year, including today.
Yep, and we got a new umpire in the crew today, so let's see.
Half hour and everything's totally different. Pitch to Fountain high and in, and off we go for a district championship. 3:16 the first pitch. In the low 60s on the first pitch temp. That's ripped into center. Fountain starting to feel it. Two pitches and already a knock for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, that was a good swing. He left it up. Zach wanted to come in early to him, then that's what he did. But he wanted to come in again and missed over the plate. And Steve just let him know that that's not an option.
It's a future Spartan ripping one into center for a single. Let's see if the West Bloomfield offense gets hot early in this game. LaFlame at the plate. He had one of the biggest swings in that comeback win against Walled Lake Central. Game-tying RBI single in the 6th. He'll pitch this game. Trying to help his cause here. Just took a strike on the corner from Emmer.
Yeah, Emmer's a little quirky out there on lefty on the mound. Kind of got a little bit of Mark the Bird in him. Double, triple set. Here we go. A little flail at the end.
You know, somewhere my mom, even though she's not watching, is smiling because that is her favorite Tiger of all time.
That's
I can't
awesome.
reveal her age, but she was a little girl when she got the Mark Fidrich, glove.
Yes.
She was living in West Bloomfield, so down the road at Dunham's.
Yes, absolutely. That's awesome.
They did put the hit and run on there, which, you don't often see against a lefty.
No, you don't. You don't. But I think they're trying to see something here with the lefty to make them see their move. But what I would do is just get a big one-way lead.
Ooh, that's a high throw to first.
Mm-hmm.
Nice play over there at first by Goffey.
That was actually a pretty decent move because Stevie froze for a second, even though he's barely off the bag.
It's just going to be so interesting, Jay, to watch in this game. The quick turnaround, right? In baseball, you're used to turning around and playing quick games.
Correct.
But I do wonder if Walled Lake Western having the couple hours break between game helps or maybe it hurts them. We'll see.
Yeah, you never know, right? You never know. It's the same adage when you sweep a team in professional sports and you got to sit out and you either dominate or you get swept.
Yeah.
So it's about being prepared to play.
Remember, of course, in the '06 World Series, the Tigers got all that time off before the Cardinals. And They lost.
Yeah, that was not good.
Got him on the corner, strike 3. LaFlame doesn't like that call, but Zach Emmer gets the corner for strikeout number 1.
Yeah, that pitch was high enough out of the zone. I think he got him for a swing there and just called a strike as he thought he swung over the plate. So
whenever they roll, it's a strikeout for Emmer. And now Logan Scheidt to the plate. Doubled in game 1 against Walled Lake Central. That wasn't a half bad breaking ball.
no, it wasn't, and it's tight on the inside part. So he really wants to pitch inside. It's kind of like a throwback. I like those guys who like to pitch inside.
Why don't you think more guys want to pitch inside these days?
They're scared of hitting the guy. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Back in our day, we didn't care. If you're gonna wear it, we're gonna make you wear it. Yeah, but I just think it's just a tale of everybody started to go towards outside, and a combination of guys scared to hit other guys because they don't want to put guys on base.
Missed high there. Yeah, you talk about Emmer kind of looking like Mark the Bird, but flip. We got a lot of moving parts, and I think I just heard a grunt after that last one. It's like, am I hearing things over here?
That's it. That's the lefties, though. Your lefty's going to give you something different that nobody else is. It's just always how it works.
Lefties are a bit like goalies in hockey. They're just a little different, you know, just a little different. Runner going again. That's the second time they've tried a hit and run so far in this inning.
We would joke with young freshmen too, and at the college level, if they made you mad, you were like, "Listen, I need you to go down there and find a left-handed curveballs, box of left-handed curveballs," and they go crazy trying to look for them, and everybody's laughing at them the whole time.
2-2. Scheidt's turning in a really good at-bat here.
He sure has. He sure has. And what a statement here. And they like to run a little bit, so here's you can expect them to run here because you got a good hitter who can control the bat a little bit.
Ring him up, strike 3. Back to the breaking ball, and Emmer struck out 2 guys in a row.
Oh, I'm surprised they didn't put the wheels in motion here at that time too. But man, he fooled him. He was definitely looking fastball there because a good hitter as Logan is to take that pitch, that high curveball right there.
Paints one in there again, and Moore takes a strike.
Yeah, so they're just having a little trouble picking it up early. See if this will be the same later in the game. But he's getting ahead with that curveball. Like I said, win strike 1 is the most important thing. You got to get ahead.
I mean, yeah, that's what we saw. Walled Lake Central starter, who was really good in game 1, Jack Shaw. He kept getting ahead on West Bloomfield.
Absolutely.
And Emmer's got a little more velocity to him than Shaw did. Caught the corner, 1-2.
Yeah, there you go, pitching inside again. Especially with these guys, they stand on top of the plate, which is fine. But, you know, I was a hitter that loved to stand on top of the plate. I stayed on that white so much, but I wanted it inside. And I would not miss inside.
Emmer just struck out the side. Single to start the inning for Fountain, and then blink your eyes, and LaFlame, Scheidt, and Moore all going down. What a start for Zach Emmer in the district championship game.
First, life gives us many. From buying your first car or first home to starting a business, Alliance Catholic Credit Union is here for you every step of the way. From checking and savings accounts and youth accounts to auto loans, mortgages, business needs, and financial planning. A full-service financial institution with over 70 years of experience. We're committed to serving your first, seconds, 50ths, and every day in between. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
Bottom of the first inning coming up. Zach Emmer just pitched a scoreless first for Walled Lake Western, struck out the Lakers, and now West Bloomfield will turn to Cam LaFlame on the mound. Got some really good innings from Slade Moore and Brody Piker in game 1 to make sure they beat Walled Lake Central, and now LaFlame comes into the game. They really like what they have from this right-handed starter. He starts high and in, and the strike called to Lucas Hoffmeyer, future D1 football player at Central Michigan.
Yeah, he's a specimen, well put together young man right there. So I can see him suiting up, putting that helmet on for the chips.
It's been a lot of really good football players over the years at Walled Lake Western. That time Hoffmeyer strikes out as LaFlame throws it by him.
Yeah, that was a good pitch right there. Looked like an inside low fastball. And what LaFlame is doing right now, it seems to be that he's attacking the strike zone early, which is positive.
Logan Sachs takes high and away.
And he also has one of those unusual deliveries where he gets every single part of his body into it in the head. You know, you don't really tell kids to do that, but it works for him.
Maybe this is just the age I grew up in, but every time I see a guy throw like that where, you know, the hat flies off, I think of Tim Lincecum.
Oh, yes.
You know, for the Giants.
Yes.
Still arms and limbs coming at you.
Absolutely. That was a fantastic slider right there, though.
Threw another good breaking ball, and Sachs had to spoil it.
Yeah, he has an unorthodox delivery as well, but it looks like it works.
Just missed, as both starting pitchers are still learning the zone of our home plate umpire.
Yep, that's why it's early. You got to really pay attention as a hitter. But also you have to establish it.
On the ground to third, and 2 gone.
You have to establish the strike zone early, too. If he's not calling it, but you're pinpointing it, sometimes umpires shift their calls accordingly. So you got to really stay firm on what you believe in and where you want to pitch the ball down in the zone at.
And that breaking ball looks really sharp to start.
Well, you know what, too? The quirky part about it is the way that his head flings over, so it's kind of like hard to really see it at first. Because, see, he was really late on that fastball.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the thing as a hitter. Like, you're just trying to find any sort of clue what the heck is coming, but you can't pick anything up with Cam.
No, and it's deceptive, and it works for him, and that's awesome. So what you have to do in that situation as a hitter is you just got to look for one pitch and not try to miss that one pitch.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
Suave had the whole dugout coming out, had the whole infield coming in, but the home plate umpire said, not yet, fellas. Get back to your spot.
And even the people in the stands was like, oh.
Still 1-2 on Dallas Suave. Laid off the high heat, 2-2.
Yeah, I don't know where that one was, partner, but here we go.
In the air, shallow right. And a 1-2-3, bottom of the first for Cam LaFlame. LaFlame and Emmer match zeros in the first inning of this district championship game.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lip, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
On to the second. Emmer just struck out the side for West Bloomfield in the first. He did give up a sharp single to Fountain to lead off the first, but then he strikes out LaFlame, Scheit, and Moore. And now he'll face Donaldson, Brody Piker, and Brody Scheit after that. Evan Stockton, Jay Alexander, glad you're joining us for this district championship game between West Bloomfield and Walled Lake Western.
Yeah, starting off early to be a pitcher's duel here. So both pitchers are stingy and getting guys on base, and so we'll see how the rest of the game's going to go.
What type of game do you like to watch? Slugfest, pitcher's duel?
I like to watch the pitcher's duel.
Me too.
You know, and the reason why is I like to see hitters try to make adjustments, and I like to see pitchers pitch to all sides of the part of the plate and just make it a game.
When a pitcher's really working well, it's like watching a painter paint, you know? Just a beautiful thing coming together.
Absolutely. It is. And the only way that you can beat a good pitcher is to hopefully he makes a mistake.
Yep. Yep.
And you're ready for that mistake.
Well, I know Tiger fans don't want to hear this, but what I think of is, remember the playoff game against the Guardians, right? The Grand Slam,
Absolutely.
The first pitch. Lane Thomas was hunting it.
He was hunting it. You're right.
You're going to get to a guy like Tarek Skubal. You got to be ready. Lewis Donaldson takes low again, and now Emmer struggling a bit here to start the second.
Yeah, he needs to find it right now. You got to eliminate those leadoff walks, because there's no defending those leadoff walks, that's for sure.
Well, just walked him on 5 pitches. So Emmer in the first, leadoff guy got on against him, Fountain singled, then he struck out the next 3. Let's see if the same thing happens here after the Donaldson walk.
Yes, let's see. But you definitely don't want to get into the habit of walking the leadoff guy. That's for sure.
They say leadoff walks will kill you. Brody Piker fouls the first one off.
I watched Piker hit a couple times, and a lot. What he needs to do, I believe, is to get more centered in his body. He's a little bit more out front, which makes it a little bit difficult to hit, and you speed up the fastball of a pitcher. So a hitter like that has to be on time with the fastball. The margin for error is really, really small.
Piker takes low, and now Emmer throws one out of the zone. 1-1. Brody's brother Logan on the team last year. Now a Michigan State Spartan. That's where Stevie Fountains go next year. Had a big rip at that one.
Yes, he did. It was up in the zone, and he was looking for it. And that time he got a little bit more balance on his swing, so maybe the last couple times they were off speed, and he was just caught out front.
Ooh, it gets away. That'll get Donaldson to second. Emmer threw the breaking ball and couldn't quite block it down.
Yeah, he did. Catcher did a great job of getting around that baseball to block it, though. But that was a tough pitch for him to do anything else other than that.
Logan Sachs working hard behind home plate here. 2-2. Got him on the corner. That's 4 strikeouts for Emmer.
It looks like Emmer really dials in when you get a guy on base.
Yeah. Yeah.
Normally just the opposite, right? So what a good pitch right there. Low in the zone, fastball. He was looking off speed, obvious.
Scheit to the plate. Senior shortstop walked 3 times in that comeback win against Walled Lake Central. West Bloomfield came into that 7th down to their last 3 outs, but they scored twice and walked off winners. Donaldson at second, Jay, with good speed. That's another thing to consider here
Right.
for Emmer. What kind of pitch is he throwing?
Right, absolutely. What I would do here is just timing.
That breaking ball's good, man.
That's nasty on that inside, and it just sits right there with a spin. That's a pretty good pitch. That's a big-time pitch, man.
Oh, he's Peyton, man. That's 5 strikeouts for Emmer in the first 7 he's faced.
Wow, absolutely incredible. He has got these guys guessing like crazy. It is unbelievable how much they're guessing because they don't know what he's throwing. They're taking fastballs 3 times already down the middle because they're expecting breaking pitches.
Another strike on the corner. And a tough matchup here for Jalen Payne, lefty on left.
Yes, it is. Because now you got a guy who can really spin it and pitch it well, throw a fastball pretty decently.
Slow roller, back to Emmer. Lollipop in time, and that's 2 scoreless for Zach. He's faced 8 guys, he struck out over half of them. 5 Ks in the first 2 innings. And the Lakers may have issues against this talented lefty with a district title on the line.
We are the MHSAA, a collection of 750 high schools and 750 middle schools, from Temperance to Copper Harbor, from New Buffalo to Alpena. Each year, more than 250,000 students play one of our 28 sports. More than 1.5 million fans attend our postseason games. There are 30,000 coaches and 8,000 officials, not to mention all of the volunteers. The MHSAA believes in the 4 S's. School sports should be safe and kept in the appropriate scope. We believe nothing beats great sportsmanship, and that scholarship in the classroom is more important than excellence on the field or court. Most of all, we believe school sports should be fun. So come out and join us at a game. Support your school, support your community, and come see what the excitement is all about.
Bottom of the second inning coming up. Cam LaFlame. It's a 0-0 game. LaFlame pitched a 1-2-3 bottom of the first with a strikeout, and all of a sudden, Jay, he's got to keep up with Zach Emmer on the other side for Walled Lake Western. 2 scoreless to start the game for the Warriors starter with 5 strikeouts.
And he dominates after he gets a guy on base.
Yeah.
So it's the strangest things. But he gets locked in, and sometimes some guys need that. But he gets really locked in with guys in scoring position. I mean, on base.
Mickey Gross, Pasha Goffey, and Vincent Roach, the 3 do for Walled Lake Western here in the second. Gross, your left fielder for Western in this district championship game. Sprayed to right and caught. Nice moving catch by Payne. Put him anywhere in the outfield and he can make the play.
Yes, he can. He's done a great job for them all year long. Just steady Eddie in the outfield. I tell you what, Gross is a really good hitter. I think he had a really good day in the first game, all over the field. So that was a big out for him.
Goffey to the plate. Came on to help lock down the win on the mound for Walled Lake Western. Eked out a 1-0 win over North Farmington earlier today. Oh, that thing was snapping from LaFlame.
Man, the spin rate on that thing is incredible.
Just missed. You love that spot, though.
I do. Perfect pitch. That sets up this curveball right here on the inside of a hand. Should normally. Oh, he's coming back out.
Ooh, had a big hack at that one on a fastball in the inner half.
Same thing. Start early. Fastball adjust.
Vincent Roach waits on deck. The 1-2. Couple of hops to first. Fountain tags the bag, 2 gone.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised he didn't throw that pitch at 0-2 right there, like out of the zone.
Looked
That
like
would've
Goffey
been
had
good.
decently timed it up the 2 pitches before that.
He sure did. He sure did. And he was obviously hunting fastball at that point.
Old Lake Western still looking for a base runner here. 6 batters into the game on their hitting side of things. 2-0.
See, he was set up outside and the ball came up inside. That had to hit the plate, but that's me from this angle, I guess.
Well, we're darn near the same angle as the home plate umpire. We were right behind home plate. I don't think you can quite see us in the angle behind home, but we are. So as you look at it to the right side of your screen, we're like right there.
Yeah,
we're
are.
just cut off. 4-pitch walk. Vincent Roach works the walk. First time a Warriors reach base.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you got to take a deep breath and get right back in the count. Limit that traffic, as we talked about before in the previous game.
Harvey coming up. Nice block by Scheidt behind home plate. You know, he's had to catch back-to-back games. I know he's in high school, but that's still not easy.
Yeah, it was a chip off his old block because his dad was a hell of a catcher at Michigan, man, back in the day. So shout out to AJ, but yeah, he's definitely got good tutelage.
Oh, man. It's 60 feet 6 inches to home plate, and that thing died 58 feet of the way to home plate.
That's it. And he's got it spins so tight that it looks like it's going to be a fastball. And then it just dies.
On the ground to second. Hopkins shovels the short way to second, and LaFlame is matching Emmer scoreless inning for scoreless inning so far. 0-0 on to the third.
Your Catholic faith, it's at the core of who you are, what you do, and the decisions you make. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we make your faith and finances work together. From home needs to business needs, from school to retirement, we've got the financial well-being of our Catholic community covered. Visit us today and see how your faith and finances can work together. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Kalamazoo College is getting some pitching talent coming their way. Zach Emmer on the mound for Walled Lake Western and Cam LaFlame on the mound for West Bloomfield are going pitch for pitch, scoreless inning for scoreless inning in this district championship game on a chilly Saturday, May 31st from West Bloomfield High. Zach Emmer, this lefty rocking 23 on the mound for Walled Lake Western, has looked awesome in 2 scoreless innings. He's faced 8 total batters, and he struck out 5. And he starts off Connor Strong with a strike. Jay, as you were talking about the last couple of innings, the weird thing is Emmer let a guy get on base, and then he locked in.
Yeah. And some pitchers like that. They have to have a reason to lock in more. And you know, that brings out the toughness in them for some reason.
Is 0-2. Line to center, and here we go again. So Fountain starts the first with the leadoff single, and then Emmer strikes out the next 3 in a row. Donaldson walked to start the second, and then Emmer got the next 3. And now, of course, Connor Strong is a sharp single to center to start the third.
Yeah, I bet you Emmer wants that pitch back right there. He too much over the plate on the 0-2. He wanted to go high and outside, but he snuck it back over the plate. So
Second at bat for the future Spartan, Stevie Fountain. The strike zone expanded on that call.
Yes, it did. And the catcher didn't help him at all. Sachs has got to do a better job of sitting down on that one.
Off the breaking ball up that time, and Fountain ripped it foul.
That's exactly what you wanted to do as a pitcher. You wanted him to do with that pitch. Now you want to come outside and high away. Something he can't extend his big old arms for.
Went right to the spot you were thinking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So Fountain's starting to get hot here. In the first game today that West Bloomfield won to get to this district title, started 0 for 2 and then singled and walked. Already singled in this game. Sharp singled to center to start the first. That is a good defensive swing and a really good pitch from Emmer.
Yeah, both guys did their job that time. Executed a really good pitch, and he fouled it away.
At the very least in this at-bat, when Emmer has put guys away, it's been quickly, right?
Yes,
4-pitch strikeout,
absolutely.
5-pitch strikeout. Fountain's making him work a little bit here.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see how he's going to respond to that.
Strong's off first. Grounded sharply to short. Blanco bounces the throw to second, but Suave smoothly picks it out of the dirt. Fountain will take first on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, he was. He never had a good grasp of the baseball right there. In fact, almost looked like he was slipped a little bit. And lucky he didn't throw that ball in the right field.
Our plan on a turf field here at West Bloomfield, so some of the hops can get a little tricky. Cam LaFlame back to the plate. Couple of future teammates pitching against each other in the starting role, and LaFlame batting against Emmer here.
Yeah, you just wonder if they're POs, and it's going to be his last at bat. If they don't continue on.
Oh, he got Cam to go fishing there. Zach had him all in knots.
Yes, he did. Tell you, every time a hat falls off, something good happened for him. So useless piece of information there.
Runner going. Pitch is outside. And he's safe at second. Stevie Fountain just swiped his second base of this playoff day and his 27th of the season.
Yeah, he saw something there. Really good jump that he had. And was easily safe at second base.
Just missed. Inches from strikeout number 6 for Zach Emmer.
It's a good placement for that pitch. Most hitters would have chased after it.
Got the corner that time. And he struck out LaFlame looking for the second time. And Cam is not happy.
It's 2 strikes. 2 strikes. It's good enough. You can't take that pitch with 2 strikes. I don't care what level you at.
Logan Scheidt batting against Emmer for the second time. And Zach, yet again, is on the verge of letting the leadoff guy get on base and then promptly just getting out of the inning just like that. Ooh, Fountain was taken off for third.
Yeah, and Scheidt should have just let that one go because he had a really good jump. And you can see Coach down there like, what are we doing? That's one of those tough ones, though.
Yeah, Fountain was like 60% of the way to third base by the time the ball was even thrown.
I don't mind Scheidt swinging at that pitch because that was a good pitch over the plate that he should have drove. So that's the hard part, right? Guy, you see your guy got a really good lead, but it's a good pitch. So you got to figure out if you're going to be a good teammate or not.
Is he going to eat or am I going to eat?
That's right.
Still a chance to take a big bite in this inning. Takes another one outside. It's 2-1.
Because chances are, though, when you see a guy and you're a base runner on second base and you see something and you take advantage of it there, that might be the only time you get to take advantage of it, because now he's looking at you, holding your own more, et cetera, et cetera.
Scheidt rips it to left. That ball's down. They'll wheel Fountain around third. He's running slow to the plate, but he's still safe. Scheidt up to second on the throw. The Lakers get to Emmer. 1-0 West Bloomfield.
Yeah, what a good two-strike swing there. To really get a pitch that he wanted, he really worked the count and got something over the plate. Unusual of Emmer right there in that situation, especially to the third hitter. Really good hitter.
Bit of an awkward turn around third from Fountain. Let's keep an eye on that. Slade Moore to the plate. And now, too, you take the extra bag on that single into left. So if Moore gets a hold of one here, could be another run across all of a sudden against Emmer.
Yeah, and that's the problem when you throw through your cutoff man. But you had a chance to get him. But when you have mishaps like that in a situation and people are not in position to back up plays, then you're going to get them a chance to get into scoring position.
Courtesy runner at second for the catcher, Scheidt. It's the guy who scored the game-winning run, Herbert, against Walled Lake Central about 45 minutes ago. Came on as a pinch runner and scored the game winner, a walk-off win for West Bloomfield.
So what you're saying is he might be their good luck charm.
You know what? He may be.
That's it.
He may be.
Yeah, and West Bloomfield hitters, they're really getting a little bit out of control with the calls because they're not happy with some calls. They just need to relax and just play the game, right? And just control what you can control. Let the umpire do his job and you do your job. It just is what it is. I always tell young players that there's 3 pitches, 3 strikes, right? One's the umpire, one's yours, and one's the pitcher, so don't miss yours.
Popped it up high into the sky. Goffey's got it at first, and West Bloomfield settles for the 1 run. But it's a big one. They get to Zach Emmer, who struck out 6 in the first 3 innings. But Scheidt, the sharp single into left. Fountain with just enough to get home in time. And West Bloomfield leads first in the district championship game.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
Cam LaFlame on the mound for West Bloomfield. Few final times to pitch for the Lakers before heading west in Michigan to pitch at Kalamazoo College. His future college teammate, Zach Emmer, on the mound for Walled Lake Western, has 6 strikeouts in 3 innings, but he did just give up a run in the top half of this third. So now LaFlame pitching with a lead for the first time today, and he starts Jackson Fetch with a breaking ball for a strike.
Yeah, that's why it's very important to get that leadoff runner right away. You really want to work hard to try to get that leading lady.
If you're of a certain age, when a guy named Fetch comes to the plate, there is only one reference to make. Jackson not making it a thing on that swing. LaFlame gets him to chase up in the zone, and that's a 3-pitch strikeout to start the third.
Yeah, what a good sequence of pitches right there. That's exactly what you want to do. You want to waste that third one and get him a chance to see if he's going to chase it, and if not, you come back with that spinner right on the outside part. But he didn't have to because he chased.
Oh, Blanco, a knee buckler from LaFlame. I mean, that was excellent.
That was a little bit high for my liking. But again.
Peyton Corners, 0-2.
Yeah. And this is reminiscent of Shaw from the right side with a lot more velocity.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. 6 pitches, 6 strikes, 2 strikeouts to start the third.
What a great job of setting up hitters right now for the first 2 hitters. And, man, Cape College got themselves somebody special right now.
Who needs a hat when you can throw like that?
That's right.
Sadly, Hoffmeyer takes the ball low and outside, and there will be no immaculate inning. You ever seen one?
No, I don't
I've
think
never
I have.
seen an immaculate inning.
I have not.
Any level of baseball. A little bit high to Hoffmeyer. That pitch was a strike 3 pitches ago.
It was. It's perfect. Exactly what you're supposed to do when your pitcher's trying to work fast. You got to get yourself an opportunity to get set.
Foul ground right field side. A long run for Payne, and he runs out of room.
Yeah, interested to see his sequence of pitches right now because he kind of did something a little bit different this inning than he did last inning, but it's worked out even better.
Ooh, caught the corner that time, and another good bender from LaFlame.
That's it right there. So now the high.
In the air to right center. Long run for Payne. He couldn't get there. It bounds all the way to the wall, and Hoffmeyer's on his horse. He's trying for 3. And the future Chippewa is there.
Wow, he got that one. He got way too much of the plate there. I know he didn't want to get that much of the plate, and he was sitting fastball. It was a great at bat for that young man right there.
He's going to play some football in Mount Pleasant, but for right now, he's slugging baseballs in Metro Detroit.
Yes, he is.
And you know you hit that ball hard when you get it by Jalen Payne out there.
Absolutely. But Lucas had a really good beat on that ball. He saw it all the way. He knew it was something he wanted to drive, and he drove it.
And now LaFlame, for the first time today, is truly facing trouble. Did walk Roach with 2 outs in the second, but then got Harvey to ground out and quickly end the inning. All of a sudden, Hoffmeyer has made LaFlame think a little bit.
Yes, he has. And so LaFlame just needs to relax, get back into the moment, take a deep breath, slow down maybe once or twice here, and get right into pitching.
Sachs was trying to get ball 4 called there. Instead, it's a strike. Dallas Suave waiting on deck. Bully bat here in the third. In the air to left. Ballpark will hold it. Peekers got it. And crisis averted for LaFlame. 2-out triple for Hoffmeyer, but he's stranded at third. Still 1-0 West Bloomfield as we go to the 4th with the district title on the line.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk it. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we can get it, there's no hesitation.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark.
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Zach Emmer has been pitching really well in this game for Walled Lake Western. 6 strikeouts in the first 3 innings, but he has given up a run. West Bloomfield got to him with a 2-out RBI single from Logan Scheidt in the 3rd. And unfortunately, Jay Alexander, from Zach's perspective, he's got to keep this up because Cam LaFlame on the other side for West Bloomfield has looked excellent.
He has. He's looked very well, dominating the strike zone, 3 pitches for strikes. And so you're just going to have to match his intensity.
Lewis Donaldson will lead it off, then Brody P. Kerr and Brady Scheidt.
And to his advantage, Emmer's advantage, he's facing a lot more lefty hitters. So he should, by theory, you know, be able to get more outs.
A little bit high to Donaldson, who did walk against Emmer in the 2nd. Leadoff man has reached in every inning for West Bloomfield against Emmer. Got a leadoff single from Fountain in the 1st. Donaldson walked to start the 2nd. Connor Strong singled to just start the 3rd.
Yeah, and so with that is you really got to do a better job of getting those cashing in on those walks and those leadoff guys getting on. And maybe you have to turn it around a little bit if you're Coach Benberg. You have to maybe bunt, do some hit and run, get a little bit more creative.
Donaldson taken all the way. That's a strike. West Bloomfield trying to add on to this 1-0 lead in the top of the 4th. Of course, we played 7 innings in high school games, so the 4th inning feels more like the 6th inning in a 9-inning game, you know?
That's right, yeah, absolutely.
Emmer's fought the count back to 3-2. Donaldson stays alive.
Yeah, that pitch stayed up just a little bit long than his normal. It's a good job of fighting that one off here.
High into the sky, left side of the diamond. Blanco's got it at short, 1 gone.
Yeah, fooled him with a fastball. He was late on it right there. And that's the best that he could do with it.
You know, Brody Peaker at the plate hasn't really exploded quite yet. Did hit a ball hard to left against Walled Lake Central, but lined out. Didn't get a hit in that game. Wasn't able to drop down a sacrifice bunt when they needed him to late in the game. And he struck out looking against Emmer so far in this one. Bobbled at 3rd. Harvey Fields and didn't get him.
He dropped it.
Goffey at first couldn't quite squeeze it after Harvey made it harder initially by bobbling it.
Yeah, and that was he had to get rid of it, so he bobbled it down there, or he slipped at 3rd base and then just threw what he had. Didn't really get a lot on the throw. But he still had an opportunity to get him out because he got rid of it quick.
The first error of the game for either team. Scheidt squared to bunt and had to pull back as Emmer smartly threw that thing on his hands.
Yes, he did.
Squares again. You surprised by this? 1 on, 1 out?
Well, I think what he's going to do here, if it's smart, I might like it. If he can push it past the pitcher that way, because the pitcher's falling down to 3rd base and 3rd baseman's coming in. So if he could get a good push.
Well, pulled back right away, and Emmer caught the corner.
So maybe he's doing that to take a pitch just to throw Emmer off a little bit. But Emmer's tough. He don't know. He don't know what we know. Emmer's tough with guys on scoring on base. Period.
Oh, and that one did hit him. Again, trying to go high and inside. No, they say it didn't hit him. They say it was a foul ball. That's why Brady's so frustrated.
He's not arguing it.
what they teach you to do. Throw high and inside when a guy squares, and it ends up being a foul ball. Well executed.
That's old school right there.
Emmer's got a little bit of that bulldog mentality. Trying to get strikeout 7 here. And he just did. High cheese, and Scheidt strikes out for the second time against this really talented lefty.
Yeah, that was interesting right there. Maybe Josh is seeing that Emmer is dominating right there, and just the best we got to do is move a runner.
One on and 2 out for Jalen Payne. Beaker taking his lead off of first. It's 1-0 West Bloomfield, top of the 4th. They are the road team, although they're playing this game at home. District championship on the line here. West Bloomfield and Walled Lake Western trying to keep that dream of getting to Michigan State and the state championship alive in a couple of weekends.
Yeah, what a great opportunity that's going to be for these young men. Play on the College Division I field, beautiful field at East Lansing, and just what a great display of baseball.
I mean, West Bloomfield has protested that call, but consistently that has been called a strike.
It has been, and he is consistent with it, giving him that extra 5 inches or so.
That one definitely low. 3-1.
And what we teach our pitchers, you know, at a young age, excuse me, is to go out even further to see how much he's going to let you expand.
Strike again as Payne was 3 steps to first. You were just talking about it. You can tell West Bloomfield is getting real frustrated with the zone.
They are. They need to not focus on that, man, because it's going to hurt them late in the game. They need to just focus on and control what they can control, because it's consistent.
Payne spoils the breaking ball from Emmer. When we get back to the bottom of the 4th, Walled Lake Western will send up 3-4-5. They got a 2-out triple from Hoffmeyer in the 3rd, but he couldn't get home. Ball 4. Payne finally gets that ball call he was seeking.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Now it's a little bit different here. So this is, Emmer missed a lot in this inning so far, which was different from what we've seen earlier. So now let's see how he's going to respond to traffic on the bases, because earlier he's been outstanding, but now he's missing a little bit.
Strong had a good at-bat against Emmer to start the 3rd. A sharp single into center. First time today. Multiple guys on base for West Bloomfield. Knee buckler for strike 2.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch. I don't care what you swing at. That's a tough pitch to swing at right there.
Runner's taken off. Doesn't matter, wave and a miss. How about Zach Emmer? Another strikeout. This left-hander headed for K College, and we're enjoying watching him. 8 strikeouts in 4 innings with a district title on the line.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk it. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss.
McKinley scores! Bottom of the fourth. We move along in this district championship game between West Bloomfield and Walled Lake Western. Cam LaFlame's only blemish, she gave up a triple with 2 outs in the third to Lucas Hoffmeyer, but Lucas couldn't come home. West Bloomfield got to run across in the third, and this game is in Cam's hands for now.
Yeah, and he's been real stingy throughout the game, too. Not letting him get good swings.
Scheit fields the hop at short and throws across. One gone.
Yeah, not letting him get good swings throughout and just really keeping him off balance.
Yeah, that triple for Hoffmeyer in the third, the only hit that Walled Lake Western has in the game. LaFlame has mixed the fastball with a breaking ball really, really well. And again, he throws another good one in there to Gross for a strike.
Yeah, that's a good take. You just got to take it, man, because you ain't going to be able to do anything with it. And it's down in the zone, too. That's the one you want.
Got the fastball, and Gross was ready. Ripped it into center. 1 out base runner.
Yeah, that was a good swing right there by that young man. He really, and the unfortunate part about young hit pitchers and high school pitchers, what I say, is that become patterns. So if you're smart and you pay attention to the pattern, you know that a fastball is coming there. And that's what he did. He put a good swing on a good fastball.
Got to be careful with this guy at the plate. Pasha Goffey has got some pop.
Yes, he does.
Pitched well to help close out the win against North Farmington earlier today. Grounded out sharply to first in the second inning. Again, LaFlame snapping off that breaking ball.
Yeah, and Goffey is only looking to do one thing. Every swing means something.
Long hold for LaFlame, and Pasha said, let's call time here.
That's it. It's a good job by him. And it's a good hold by LaFlame.
Again, that low part of the strike zone, and he gets the call.
Yeah. Bless you. I just think he just botched it as a catcher, right? Because I thought that was a pretty good pitch. It just made it look worse than it was because he fell down a little bit.
Another big hack from Goffey. Breaking ball up from LaFlame a little bit.
Yeah, it was. It was. But he did a good job to get a bat on that, man, because that thing spin and it drops and the bottom falls off. So good for Goffey here.
Throw to first, keeping an eye on Gross, and
that don't look good.
May have fallen awkwardly back into first. Gross walking slowly up and down that first base line. Training staff will check him out. Mickey just had a really nice swing on that single to center. Lined out hard to right field in the second, too. Had a couple of good swings. Call him the most improved player on the team this season.
Yeah, he's a scrapper, man. I mean, everything works for him. Good size, swing the bat well, runs hard, does it the right way. I can see it. Looks like we got action in the pin down there, too, for Walled Lake Western. He's warming up pretty hard. So I'm wondering here.
Well, when your season's on the line, even with Emmer on the mound, right? He's pitched well, but there has been traffic against him. So
there has.
Good take, just a little bit high. Goffey gets that count to 2-2.
That's right. It is a good pitch, but he don't want it up there anyway. He want it down in the zone where he's been dominating.
Any thought to put Gross in motion at first?
Absolutely. Without a doubt, I would. It's not even a question right now. 3-2 count early in the game. I mean, in the middle of the game, we got to wreak some havoc.
There he goes. And Goffey grounds it foul.
Yeah, he didn't even get a good jump that time either. So the Flamers doing a really good job at controlling the running game. Really good. And actually, that was a good pitch to do it on because it was a curveball. And that's the confidence in the Flame. He's a 3-2 curveball right now.
And the throw over. Gross may have hurt himself on the last head-first slide in, so this time he's in standing.
Mm-hmm.
In the air to right. Chasing Payne back. Into the corner. He's got it. 2 gone.
Yeah, he just got out in front of that a little bit, but he still hit it a long way. So that's a big, strong Goffey there, man. That kid can really swing it.
Payne tracks it down and right. And now 2 gone in the 4th with Vincent Roach coming up. Walked last time up.
But that's why you really want to try to get him to second base at that point, or at least before a pitch prior to that. And I think they might have been stealing him to pitch prior to that before when he got hurt, because you really want to get an opportunity to get the guy in scoring position early.
Gross just not taking very much of a lead at first at all anymore.
No, he's not.
Probably not stealing him with 2 outs.
Mm-hmm.
1-1 on Roach. As West Bloomfield clings to this 1-0 lead.
The one thing that you would think about stealing him here is when you get 2 strikes and it's a curveball count. That's when you want to steal him, because a worst case scenario, you got him leading off, you know, and that's it. The best case scenario is him at second base.
Off the corner, delayed steal, and it works. That was a very interestingly developing play, and after all of it, Gross ends up getting to second base. I think West Bloomfield thought they got strike 3 here.
Yeah, they thought it was a strike, and he dropped the ball. Shai dropped the ball down there at shortstop.
So now Shite goes out to chat with LaFlame. Got to reassure him here.
Yes, yes.
Protecting that 1-0 lead. You got Gross on second.
And probably what you want to do there is tell him, hey, we got your back. Give us another chance. Now we dropped a couple balls, but you keep doing your thing. We got your back.
And that's all the way to the backstop. All of a sudden, Gross is at third. Count fills on Roach. The Flame will go back to the windup. Outside again. Not getting that corner in this inning. Roach has walked for the second time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate because he has given him that call. And then now he's not. And it is out, though.
So, for the first time today, Walled Lake Western has 2 guys on base. West Bloomfield is up 1-0, but there's 2 on and 2 out here in the 4th. Third baseman, Harvey, coming up. What do you tell the Flame here on the mound?
I tell him to just settle down, right? This is the guy you want to go after. We're not looking at the runner. We still hold it a little bit because he's really quick to the plate. But we really want to just focus on getting this guy first pitch strike. Let's go right after him. settle down. We're good. We'll make a play for you.
So much airtight baseball played at West Bloomfield today. Walled Lake Western beat North Farmington 1-0 in the first game. West Bloomfield walked off and won 5-4 over Walled Lake Central in the second game. And it sure looks like this game is coming down to that last batter again.
Yes, sir.
Right back to the flame. One pitch after the conference, and he takes it himself. Found it first. Looking back at Cam going, what are you doing? Whatever works. The flame is in some kind of groove.
That's it.
4 scoreless with the season on the line. I'm not messing around. I'll get to the bag myself.
At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we're your financial guardian angel. We're here to help you achieve your dreams. A new home, a Catholic education, that business you are working to build. We're here to support the goals of your family, your retirement, and the community that surrounds you. We're here to offer your trusted financial services inspired by Catholic values. And like your guardian angel, we'll always be by your side. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again.
On to the 5th, Zach Emmer has been excellent for Walled Lake Western in this game. He struck out 8. His only blemish was the 2-out RBI single he gave up to Logan Scheidt in the third. Third time through the order. The numbers tell you that is when starting pitchers start to run into issues. And as West Bloomfield, leading 1-0, comes back to the plate in the top of the 5th, they send Fountain, LaFlame, and Scheidt as their 3 scheduled. Stevie Fountain has had some good at-bats so far in this game. Singled in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third, stole a bag, and came in to score. If Walled Lake Western, Jay, is going to pull off this upset, it feels like this is a big shutdown inning they need from Emmer.
Absolutely it is, and this is a statement inning, too, for Emmer as well, to say, hey, I'm still got it, and I'm going to come after you, and it's not going to be easy to score on me, right? And that's exactly what he needs to do.
Because as you were talking about, too, they were warming someone in the bullpen in the bottom of the 4th, so just in case Zach can't go much longer.
Absolutely.
Come on, Stevie, let's go.
Emmer struck out the side in the first, struck out 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 more in the 4th. K College against Michigan State as of next year. Emmer's going to K College, Fountain's going to State.
And that's a great located pitch right there. You started down in the zone for the big boy. That's a tough pitch, right? That's a good pitch, quality.
And then he bounced one in that almost hit him.
Yeah, he was trying to spin that one on the inside half in his hands and jam him right there. And he just overthrew it.
Ripped, but foul.
See, and that's low. And that's low. If he can continue to stay low in the zone and don't leave anything up, I mean, his success rate of getting guys out is going to increase.
Another one, foul, went to the breaking ball that time.
But that's you know what? That's what Steve is showing, that he's a good hitter, because those are tough pitches that he's fouling off.
Emmer taking his time before this 1-2 pitch. His pitching counterpart, LaFlame, on deck. Great at-bat, Stevie Fountain. His second hit of the game.
Yeah, he had a plan, and he knew exactly what he wanted to do and how he was going to be pitched, and he was right on every single pitch. I love it. It's good hitting right there.
To foul off those couple of pitches before and then to get that breaking ball, that's a heck of an at-bat.
Yeah, he hung that. Well, I'm sorry, he didn't hang it. He just threw it right over the middle of the plate, but it was down in the zone, and he stuck his bat head out there with a good swing on it.
Let's see if LaFlame can turn around his afternoon here at the plate. He's been so good on the mound, but he struck out a couple of times looking against Emmer, future college teammates. Emmer keeps feeding him those pitches on the outside part of the plate.
Yeah, he's not coming inside at all, so maybe he knows them already before college.
Out the corner again. And the congregation behind home plate does not agree with some of these strike calls.
No, they don't.
Be consistent, Blue.
Keep an eye on Fountain at first, too. He's stolen 2 bases today.
Yeah, so the Flames got to really stay the course here. His only job is to put the ball in play, choke up here with 2 strikes, and really stay focused.
Runs the count full. LaFlame has taken Emmer to full counts in each of the first 2 at-bats, but then he struck out looking on pitches on the outside part of the plate.
Yes, he did, and hopefully he's learned from that for them so that he don't take it again.
Ball 4. LaFlame on against his future teammate at K College for the first time. And 2 on and nobody out.
Yeah, that was another good at-bat by the lefty, right? Lefty facing lefty who's been dominating and really spit on a couple curveballs. And what I mean by that is to being able to take them and not swing at them. And so what a great at-bat by that young man.
There's still some action in the Walled Lake Western bullpen down the right field line. No sign that they're changing Emmer yet. They give him the opportunity to wiggle out of this jam as Logan Scheidt comes to the plate. He's the guy who had the RBI single off Emmer in the 3rd.
Yep, and he's had great at-bats for the most part all day. So he's one of their top hitters that they want up in this situation.
Fountain started the inning with a single, Jay. LaFlame just walked, so 2 on and nobody out. Again, we will get a runner here. LaFlame will have a courtesy runner for him at first. Allowed to do that at the high school level. Have somebody run for the pitcher and catcher to keep the game moving. Daniel Owens will run it first. Mound conference complete. When a guy has 8 strikeouts in the first 4 innings, you give him a chance to get out of it.
Yes, you do.
They're giving Emmer a chance to get out of it.
And I tell you, they've seen something, too, on the bases at second base because what they're stealing on, and they're stealing on the pitcher. So interested to see what they're going to do here. Although Steve is not really moving like he was moving earlier, so I don't know if there's an issue, but because there's no hold, and normally Steve's would be out running. There he is.
Fountain will take off and swipe 3rd. Just stayed on the base. That's his 2nd stolen base of the game, his 28th of the season, and Owens, the courtesy runner, swiped 2nd base too.
Yeah, and that's something exactly what I saw earlier on that they were doing, stealing that second base. Because again, when you steal third base, when you steal third base, you don't steal it off the catcher, you steal it off the pitcher.
2nd and 3rd, nobody out. And a 2-0 pitch coming to Logan Scheidt. Slade Moore waits on deck as Logan Scheidt has the opportunity to balloon the West Bloomfield lead as they try to win a district championship. In the air to center. Fetch has got a beat on it, but that's deep enough to get the job done. Fountain can walk home, and Owens takes 3rd. The throw actually hit him. He's all right. And so is Logan Scheidt. He's driven in both West Bloomfield runs.
Yes, he has, and he put a good swing on that. Something he elevated. That was a ball up that Emmer has not thrown all day, and he put a deposit on it. Good piece of hitting there.
sophomore catcher has showed up for West Bloomfield in this game. And now Walled Lake Western, with still just 1 out in the inning, brings the infield in against Moore.
And Moore's got to look to do the same thing. He's got to look for something he can elevate so he can get the ball to the outfield and so they can get the run.
Somehow held up against that Emmer breaking ball, and a good block by Sachs, too.
Yes, it was. Sachs was all over that. It's a good job right there. But see, young hitters, you can't be so anxious that you swing at bad pitches in this situation. You got to get something you can elevate up in the zone so you can hit it out to the outfield.
Chopped foul, third base line.
I thought that was a little out of the zone too there, but again, something up, and that's what he got there in that situation.
Can Moore tack on to the West Bloomfield lead? Going back from second, Suave has got it, and that is not deep enough to score Owens. Emmer can take a breath.
Yes, he can. Good pitch by Emmer right there to get him to fly out on that pitch.
Still one more guy to get. Lewis Donaldson coming up. Walked and popped out in this game. Emmer trying to limit damage to just 2 runs total in the first 5 innings.
Two-out hitting wins championships.
And there is one on the line today.
That's
it's a district
right.
championship. And the chance to keep your season going.
Got him inside here, set him up for a curveball on the outside part of the plate. See if the tails.
Got that corner, 1-2. 8 strikeouts for Emmer, on the verge of 9 in 5 innings. But West Bloomfield has gotten to him again here in this 5th. Increased the lead from 1-2. Which the way LaFlame's pitching may be enough. Mm. 8-9-1 coming up next inning for Walled Lake Western, by the way. Strikeout 9. A knee buckler from Zach Emmer, but West Bloomfield gets an insurance run. Logan Scheidt, a sac fly RBI. But guys have been looking like this against Emmer all day long.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
A little bit of insurance for West Bloomfield. Got a sac fly RBI from Scheidt in the top of the 5th, so they're 9 outs away from winning the district championship. Wrinkle, although West Bloomfield is hosting the district, they're actually the road team in this game. So Walled Lake Western still has 3 cracks at it, down 2-0 against a guy they can't get a run home against in this game, Cam LaFlame. Emmer's had the gaudy strikeout numbers. He struck out 9 for Walled Lake Western, but LaFlame, by comparison, only 3. But Walled Lake Western hasn't scored off him yet.
That's right, because he's making good pitches in key situations, and so that's what he's been benefiting from.
Fatch apparently went around. That's a strike. When LaFlame has been able to work from the windup and dictate the tempo, he's been a man on a mission.
Yes, he has. Focus, wants to work quick, and they haven't slowed him down yet.
Ring him up. That's his first looking strikeout and the 4th of the game for Cam LaFlame.
Yeah, that just was not a good at-bat right there by that young man at all. So, you know, really take a fastball right down the middle is unacceptable in this situation. You really got to work hard to get yourself on base.
Elisha Blanco takes outside. Hoffmeyer on deck. He's the guy who tripled against LaFlame in the 3rd. Closest Walled Lake Western has come to scoring. They did get Mickey Gross to 3rd and Vincent Roach to 1st in the 4th. 4 on base left in the game for Walled Lake Western.
I'd really like to see LaFlame focus on more first pitch fastballs because, you know, it's so deceptive the way that his delivery is, but he's also able to hit the corners, right? But he relies on his curveball, which is fine.
Bunted foul.
At least to get ahead of the count in front of these hitters, you want to really get ahead, and so you can do all that stuff later. But if you start off with a ball curveball, now you got to go fastball. Everybody in the park knows it.
2-2 on number 22, Elijah Blanco. Bunted it right back to the mound. A little bit of a double clutch, but Cam still made the play.
That's odd right there, you know. I know you want to bunt to get guys on base, but they're sacrificing kind of to try to bump for a hit. When you bump for a hit, it's the element of surprise. It's the last second. It's not square around. It didn't go.
You know, I do wonder if the thought is, okay, maybe West Bloomfield kicks it around, we get Blanco on base, and then set the table for Hoffmeyer.
Maybe.
We'll see. It doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
In the air to right. Payne's under it. Cam LaFlame has gone 5 scoreless. And West Bloomfield is 6 outs away from a district championship.
The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McGinley scores!
And it's going to be a challenge for us. I mean, they're a really talented football team. I think everybody knows that.
4 wide receivers. Pressure. Steps up. Marshall wants to run again. Cuts down the middle of the field. All alone. Touchdown! Warriors! What a cut.
On to the 6th. 2-0 West Bloomfield. And a change on the mound. Zach Emmer's excellent day is done. Did give up a couple of runs, but he struck out 9 in 5 innings. West Bloomfield is not set to see Walled Lake Western make the move here. They have moved Vincent Roach onto the mound. Roach was in the game, but he was the DH, so now he's in the pitching spot. And this is tricky, right? Protecting you're down by 2 runs with 2 innings to go. You can't afford to give up another run or 2.
No, you can't. You can't because LaFlame has been real stingy with the way he's pitching, and he's been very difficult to hit. And so you really got to minimize, and you have to find a way to, squeak out a run here at your next at-bats.
Wasn't all easy for Zach Emmer. 5 innings, the 2 earned runs on 4 hits with the 9 strikeouts. West Bloomfield has left a guy on base in each inning in this game. 6 left on in the first 5 innings. Emmer did a real nice job too. Obviously all the strikeouts, but he did a nice job of making sure things didn't ever snowball on him.
Yes, he did. And he's going to be something special when he gets to college and get the training and development that he needs. It's fun to watch.
Brody Peaker takes a strike from Roach. 6, 7, 8 coming up for West Bloomfield. Peaker, Scheit, and Jalen Payne.
That was an outstanding sequence right there. I'm interested to see what he's going to throw here. Hard inside with a fastball and a hard slider.
Oh, couldn't quite squeeze it behind home. Sachs got clipped. He'll be all right. You know, all game long, right? The umpire takes some grief, and sometimes the catcher will give him grief. But I think one of my favorite little things in baseball among money is, you know, when the catcher gets hit with a foul ball, the umpire runs out to give him time. When the umpire gets hit with a foul ball, the catcher runs out, gives him time. You know, it's a nice relationship.
It is a real nice relationship. Definitely want to get him to take a deep breath because what he wants to do is to get him to protect him.
Yep. Peaker got on an error in the 4th. Struck out looking against Emmer in the 2nd. Fights off the breaking ball there.
Yeah, Roach let up a little bit on that ball right there. It was easy to see that a breaking ball was coming. It looked like he just wanted to get it over. It wasn't like the first one where it was a tight inside slider piece right there.
Peaker hanging tough here at the plate.
Yeah, and it's different from the first 2 pitches because everything was down. Now everything's up, so it's kind of weird. So it could be something mechanically that he's not doing consistently so he can get the ball to do what he wants it to do.
Just foul down the line. But Peaker is turning in a really nice at-bat here.
He is. It's turned into a great at-bat. Already it's a great at-bat. He'll get a quality at-bat on my sheet. When you get 10-plus pitches in the at-bat, you know, that's a quality at-bat.
2-2. It's already a 7-pitch at-bat to start Roach out of the pen in the 6th.
Yeah, 3 more pitches, and he's definitely on to a quality at-bat.
It's his 4th foul ball of the at-bat.
Now 2. And what this does, actually, and many people don't think about it, it gives the other hitters an opportunity to see what the pitcher has. And so, because he's thrown every pitch that he has at him already.
On to short. Blanco vacuums it up, and Peaker eventually grounds out. But sometimes a long at-bat to start the inning, you lose the battle, but you win the war because the pitcher loses gas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he gets frustrated out there on the mound, too, in that situation because, you know, he's like, what else can I throw this guy? I've thrown him every pitch I have. And he's fouled it off.
Scheit to the plate. Brady's just happy to face someone not named Zach Emmer. He struck out twice against him.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. And although Brady's a good, really good player, he struggled today a little bit. Especially at the plate and dropping some balls at second base today. So
headed to play college ball at NYU next year.
His first year out of college, he's going to make more money than I made in my entire life.
Winds blowing around our score sheets here. It's fine. A little bit low, a little bit outside. Good at bat here for Scheit. 3-1. Ball 4. First time he's on base, and just like we were talking about, Peaker works the long at bat, ends up grounding out, but the next guy walks on 5 pitches.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and that's why that's a quality at bat before this at bat, and just everything ostracizes one thing after the next, and it snowballs. So what Roach has to do is just settle down, take a deep breath, and just go right after the hitter. Stay down in the zone.
Payne showed bunt and pulled back. Jalen's walked and grounded out in this one. Had to face the lefty Emmer twice, lefty on left. Now he gets to flip back to facing a righty. Low again, 2-0.
Yeah, it's that lost art of balls in the dirt, secondary, see it go down flight, and go, right? They don't do it. I teach it to my 13-year-olds. We're good at it.
You just had to slide that in there, didn't you?
I did.
I mean, I don't know what the heck I'm talking about. Everyone else, I mean.
I'd be so frustrated when guys at first base with balls in the dirt. Drive me crazy.
Yeah, in the age of launch angle and three true outcomes, it feels like a lot of the little stuff is just, it's a lost art in baseball
It
now.
is.
You know?
It really is.
In the air to center. Fetch going back with room. Scheidt retreats to first.
Yeah, it looked like he got that just off the end of the bat a little bit. And it was up in the zone, too, so I was a little surprised it was so far out in front of it.
Chance for Roach to pitch a clean sixth. Walled Lake Western sending up 2-3-4 in their lineup when we do hit bottom six. Connor Strong just took ball one.
And see, opposite of what I talked about all day in regards to getting that guy to second base with, with 2 outs. But you have your 9th hitter on, so you have now, here's a chance where you have to be a little bit more careful and let him grind out this at bat, because you would rather lead off with your leadoff hitter and not your 9 hitter.
Be smart up there, come on.
Scheidt creeping off first. 2 gone and a 2-0 count. You've liked that breaking ball from Roach in this inning.
I do, because it's like a flying saucer. It comes right out of his hand all the way to the side, starts at us, and goes right to the middle of the plate.
There are so many people, they watch baseball now, and they're like, okay, what's the difference between a slider and a sweeper? And then all these guys go to the pitching labs, and they're just throwing who knows what up there.
Exactly.
That was a fastball in there for a strike.
That's it. And that's what you want your 9 hitter hunting for, man. 3-1 count right there. Good pitch.
It's a 3-2 count, so they'll send Scheidt from first. Strong singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 4th. Stevie Fountain, who's hot, is waiting on deck. Blanco at short. Couple of shuffle steps and a quick throw. Strong's got some speed, but they just got him.
Yes, they do.
Big inning coming up for Walled Lake Western. 2-3-4 in the lineup as they try to get their way back into this district championship game with their season down to their last 6 outs.
What makes people stand in this line like this for 3 hours? Because we're not Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons. These donuts are made fresh daily, and it's made with love and consistency. We got the same ingredients. It didn't change. The people know that, and that's why they standing out there.
Lowering the shoulder.
Swing and a miss. McKinley scores!
Bottom of the 6th, Walled Lake Western down to their last 3 outs in this district championship. West Bloomfield is hosting, but they're actually not the home team in this game. So they got to get 6 more outs. Cam LaFlame is back onto the scene. 4 strikeouts for the future Hornet at K College. Protecting this 2-run lead with 2-3-4 coming up for Walled Lake Western. Logan Sachs, the catcher, to kick it off. Dallas Suave, the second baseman, and Mickey Gross, the outfielder after that. Just 2 hits in the game for Walled Lake Western. Gross had a single in the 4th, and Hoffmeyer had a triple in the 3rd. They have had some traffic on the base paths. Left a runner on in the 2nd and 3rd, and 2 on in the 4th. Wave and a miss. Bending, breaking ball from LaFlame. That's a strike.
On him yet today.
Ground out to 3rd, fly out to left. LaFlame coming up on 80 pitches, just through pitch 77. Does he have enough gas in the tank to go the distance? 3-2. Sachs working a good at bat here to start the 6th.
Yes, it was, and that was a tough pitch to take right there. But it's 3-1, so it's a good at bat, good approach from the hitter.
Popped him up. Left side. Scheitz got it. 5 outs to go for West Bloomfield.
Yeah, he got lucky with that one too. Left it up, but what he did was pitch it a little bit in, so it made it a little bit tough to get a really good swing on it.
Suave to the plate. Flown out and grounded out in this game. You know, after basically every pitch, Cam's hat comes off. I mean, at some point, maybe just don't wear one.
Yeah. Or get some Barbie pins to stick it in your hair, right?
Well, the next time it falls off, you'll see he's got, you know, got the hair going like Zac Efron in High School Musical. That hair.
That's it.
I'm showing. There we go. Okay, so the hat's off, and now you see the hair.
That's it. Hey, whatever works.
Hey,
right?
man. He's going 5 1/3 shutout innings.
That's
so.
it.
Cam, you can do whatever you want, man.
Yes, you can. Look at that.
Oh, there goes the hat, and there's the
filthy.
swing. And a miss.
And it's just filthy, and it's working too. But I tell you what, he's really doing a job out there on the mound. And he's working fast, but and these hitters are allowing him to do it. That was probably the 2nd time I think somebody called time. Yeah, he wants to work fast. He wants to get going. That's his momentum.
The Flames done a really nice job filling up that strike zone, too. He's only walked 2 guys, and it's been to the same guy. Roach has walked twice. Just missed.
Yep.
Awfully close, but Suave with a 1-out walk. And Gross coming to the plate, the potential tying run.
Yeah, man, he could really spin that on a consistent basis, which is very, very difficult to do. And with the velocity of that pitch and the spin rate and the rotation of it, it is just phenomenal. And for him to continue to throw that thing for strikes anytime he wants, that's actually impressive.
Gross was the scheduled batter, but you may remember earlier that he slid into first base. So he is out, and Colin Chesney, number 21, is batting in his place.
Yeah, this is a tough.
Throw back to the bag, and Suave's safe.
This is a tough situation for him to come in and hit right now because LaFlame is really dealing.
Two and 1 to Chesney.
And to think about it, even if you sit on his breaking pitch, the way that his breaking and the break in the pitches makes it very, very difficult for you to get a hold of it too.
Back pick to first again. He's safe.
Steve is really putting that tag down, man.
Yeah.
I need to bring him to the young guys and teach them how to make a tag.
Here's another look at that tag.
That's for sure. That's close.
Ooh, got away down the line. There's that first read you were talking about. Suave's to second.
That's it, absolutely. Good job of base running right there. See that ball down in the dirt and go. Exactly what you want to do. Now he puts himself in a scoring position with one out.
And a big 3-2 coming to the pinch hitter, Colin Chesney. Second walk of the inning for LaFlame. 2 on and 1 out for Pasha Goffey. And do they make the move here to get LaFlame coming up on 90 pitches out of the game?
Yeah, you know what? He's really laboring to throw that breaking pitch right now, and he's missed in some areas that he hasn't missed today. So I would say, you know what? We need to think about this right now, and if I got a guy that's in the pen that's good, I would make the change. Because at this point, it's like, although you've earned the right to continue on, we got to make sure we can continue on. You know what I'm saying? So you want to get somebody in there fresh and ready to go.
LaFlame stays in the game for now. Pasha Goffey at the plate. He's 0 for 2, but he's seen LaFlame well so far today.
Yes, he is. And he's swinging like an air pitch. Oh.
It's a nice job at second base by Scheidt. That ball off of the fingertips of LaFlame looked like it was going into center.
It did. And that was a good pickoff. If he would have just threw it over to the third base side, he would have had an opportunity to get him out.
Starts him off backwards with the breaking ball. Back-to-back walks from LaFlame have put Suave at second and Chesney at first. A chance for Walled Lake Western to pounce and get back in this district championship game. Blew it by him. Strike 2.
Yeah, he was sitting fastballs, but he blew it by him that time. But I think what happens when you have a slow diet of breaking pitches and then the fastball just seems like it's 100.
Oh, 2. Got him on the corner. Ring him up, strike 3. The 5th strikeout for LaFlame and his biggest of the day.
That was huge. And pitched backwards, just like you said. He started him off with a breaking ball, ended him with the fastball. Right there, good inside pitch down in the zone. That's absolutely outstanding.
Tricky guy coming to the plate here in Roach. He's pitching now for Walled Lake Western. He's walked twice at the plate in this game. 2 walks from LaFlame in this 6 have put Suave at second and Chesney at first. LaFlame given the opportunity to try to get out of this 6th. He is right around 90 pitches at this point. Starting to empty that gas tank.
Yes, he is. But he's not going to leave. He's going to leave it all out there, that's for sure.
Wave and a miss. 1 strike away from leaving a couple of guys on base again. West Bloomfield 4 outs away from a district championship. 2 on and 2 out and a 1-2 count to Roach. Choking up on that bat and a liner literally like 3 centimeters from poor Jay's face. Thank God they've got the fence behind home plate.
That's it.
Thank God.
You wouldn't know there was a fence up there that time. Huh?
If we weren't awake before, we are awake now.
Amen. Here we
go.
go.
Man. Harvey waiting on deck, hoping for a chance to bat as Roach gets the count back even. Can LaFlame wiggle out of this jam and go 6 scoreless with the season on the line? And now 2 with it being 3-2. Runners are off here.
Absolutely. And as you can see, his breaking pitch does not have the same oomph that it had before, and it's floating up there instead of dropping down. So he's tired, that's for sure. It's very consistent with him being tired, absolutely. See that? It's up.
Roach fought it off.
He did.
Almost took it out of the catcher's glove,
He
it felt
sure
like.
did. He sure did. But if it was early in the game, that ball would be strike 3. It'd be down in the zone. So he's going to have to figure it out here. And I might even do a back pick to first. Because nobody's paying attention.
Got him on the corner. That's strike 3. Cam LaFlame. How about it? 6 shutout innings with a district championship on the line. Peyton corners for strikeout number 6.
Your Catholic faith, it's at the core of who you are, what you do, and the decisions you make. At Alliance Catholic Credit Union, we make your faith and finances work together. From home needs to business needs, from school to retirement, we've got the financial well-being of our Catholic community covered. Visit us today and see how your faith and finances can work together. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Vincent Roach back to the mound. Huge moment with him at the plate a couple of minutes ago. 2 on, 2 out, and a full count. And Cam LaFlame strikes him out looking. West Bloomfield starter has gone 6 scoreless with 6 strikeouts. And now the Lakers, with one more time at the plate to play with, trying to tack on some insurance that they love to have as they prepare for a bottom of the 7th with them 3 outs away from a district championship.
Yeah, and they're in exactly the position where they want to be right now with their leadoff guy up right in here. And now it's time to grind out at bats and get on base. You got to find a way. We need one insurance run. We'll take as many as you can give us, but we got to grind out at bats.
You love it if you're West Bloomfield having Fountain come to the plate. Couple of runs scored, couple of sharp singles, and a couple of stolen bases in this game.
Yeah, he's seeing it very well right now, very well. And the one thing is he really wants to just hunt fastballs. Like, throw the curveballs all day long, but here you go. I want something hard that I can hit in the gap.
That one was behind his back. Stevie didn't even move.
No, he didn't.
You know, seriously, Roach just had that long at bat at the plate, right? Where
Yeah.
you wonder how physically and mentally spent he is.
Right.
Got one by Fountain that time.
Yes, he did. But he put it in an area where it was going to be difficult to hit, too. Inside fastball, right there, in on his hands.
Ooh, heads up. Right back to Roach, and he's looking at Fountain before he flips to first.
I don't know if I want to excite the riot there, partner.
I was going to say, I mean, yeah, you got the out, but that thing was scorched up the middle. Exit
was.
velo was high on this thing.
I know. That's exactly what you don't want to do there.
I mean, Roach took about as long as he could before he threw the first.
My goodness.
Be careful what you wish for, I guess.
Yes, sir.
LaFlame takes a strike. You know Roach wants to get him here after he just struck him out.
Yes, he does.
Grounded sharply, but right to second. And Suave makes the play. A couple of quick outs here in the 7th for Roach.
Yeah, and what you want to do right here, if you shite, is you want to see a pitch or two to give your pitcher a rest, especially if LaFlame is going back out there on the mound. But if he's not, you want to get a pitch you can drive early and drive it. But here, you want to make the pitcher throw pitches too. So now it's about team at bat.
This has been the kryptonite for Walled Lake Western in this game. Logan Scheit at the plate. RBI single in the 3rd, sac fly RBI in the 5th. And look, in these playoff winner-go-home type games, that second run that Scheit got home with the sac fly in the 5th, that just feels gigantic right now.
It does, right?
You know?
Yeah, a 2-0 lead feels like a 4-0 lead. And to the coaching staff at West Bloomfield, you know, 3 outs feels like it's like 10 outs to get, right?
Yep. Remember, they went into the bottom of the 7th last game, down by a run to Walled Lake Central. Rallied back, 1 out of walk-off. And now they're 3 outs away from making sure their season doesn't end today.
Yes.
Roach trying to put away Logan Scheit. Logan hangs on. By the way, when we get to the bottom of the 7th, Walled Lake Western will have the bottom of their lineup, Harvey Fetch and Blanco. That's why that LaFlame strikeout of Roach and the 6 looms so large.
Yeah, absolutely, it is. It is. And that also gives them an opportunity to send LaFlame back out there.
Will he get the opportunity to finish the job? Cam's coming back on the field as Walled Lake Western is down to their final 3 outs, and West Bloomfield is 3 outs away from a district championship.
Look, everybody wanna go and talk. At the same time, gotta walk. Better yet, run, go, hit a lick, divvy up with my homies, and we do it all again. Whenever we get it, there's no hesitation.
In today's ever-changing mortgage lending world, the importance of true professionals has never been greater. At Success Mortgage Partners, we want you to have the experience of a lifetime. Founded and owned by Catholic League alumni, our family-centered business keeps your interest at heart as we help you navigate this turbulent market with ease. If you or a family member has a mortgage need, please call me, Owen Lee, at 734-822-9792.
Here we go. Stevie Fountain is on to try to shut the door for West Bloomfield. Harvey sends the first one to center. Moore's got it. 1 pitch and 1 out. West Bloomfield 2 outs away from a district championship.
Yeah, see, I'd like to see him take a pitch or two and you know, really, because you got to really grind out at bats, get him to establish a strike zone a little bit. Yeah, especially down in the lineup, you really want to try to grind out some at bats. But he put a decent swing on it.
Right. And sometimes when a new guy into the game, you know, jump him first pitch, ambush him, the whole deal, right? Cam LaFlame was awesome as the starter today for West Bloomfield. 6 shutout innings, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts. Got a new hitter into the ball game here. Luke Piggott is batting for Walled Lake Western, and he's very quickly down in the count 0-2. the corner, strike 3. 1 out to go for West Bloomfield.
And that was absolutely painted. Call him Picasso, baby, because that was right on the corner.
Fountain means business. 4 pitches, 2 outs, and 1 away from a district championship.
And he's not wasting any time.
Blanco takes strike. West Bloomfield's season was down to its last 3 outs against Walled Lake Central. Down 4-3 in the 7th, walked off and won. On this day, they would not be denied. West Bloomfield, on their home turf, continues their season, their district champions.
Wow, partner, what a great sequence of pitches. Stayed down in the zone and just absolutely dominated.
That's a future Spartan. Headed for the banks of the Red Cedar next year, Stevie Fountain. Shutting the door. And West Bloomfield, in a 2.5-hour span, goes from, oh my God, is the season over? To,
no.
oh, this season, we're on full go, baby. We're on full go.
And that's baseball, everybody.
And that is why this sport is just so intoxicating to watch,
Absolutely.
especially when everything is on the line.
Yes, sir.
Jay Alexander and I are back to wrap it up after this. Congratulations, West Bloomfield, district champs, and their state title dream is alive and well.
Hi, I'm Nick DePonio, and this is HVAC.
First, life gives us many. From buying your first car or first home to starting a business, Alliance Catholic Credit Union is here for you every step of the way. From checking and savings accounts and youth accounts to auto loans, mortgages, business needs, and financial planning. A full-service financial institution with over 70 years of experience. We're committed to serving your firsts, seconds, 50ths, and every day in between. Alliance Catholic Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. The store is set up. He's got the order, and he's off. It's a full court press. These brands are knocking it out of the park. This, my friends, is the speed we've come to expect from this team. Just look at the precision of that move. And it's out of here.
About to hold up a district championship at West Bloomfield. What a remarkable day. They were down 4-3 to Walled Lake Central going into the bottom of the 7th in their first game, but they rally and win on a walk-off, and then they hold off Walled Lake Western 2-0. Our G of the game, guess who? Cam LaFlame, headed for K College next year, but he's got some more ball games to play as a Laker at West Bloomfield. 6 shutout innings, 2 hits, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, and Jay Alexander, the moment of the game. 2 on, 1 out, Walled Lake Western down by 2, bottom of the 6th. But they got Pasha Goffey coming up, one of their best hitters. LaFlame strikes him out. Then they get Vincent Roach to the plate, who's walked twice. He gets the count full against LaFlame. He strikes him out to end the 6th, then effectively end the game.
Absolutely. What a phenomenal pitching performance by LaFlame. just completely dominated at, even when he didn't have it in the end and the 6th inning, he was able to dial in on that fastball and paint the picture on each corner of the plate. And so what I said before at the end of the game, what a phenomenal coaching job for Josh at the end to notice that, hey, I'm not going to stick with you because you're running out. I'm just going to get somebody fresh in, and he came in and did the job.
Fountain gets those final 3 outs in the 7th, and West Bloomfield continues their season. The Flame was brilliant. The hitting situationally good enough. And West Bloomfield moves on, taking out all of Walled Lake today. They beat Walled Lake Central 5-4 in a great game on a walk-off, and then they beat Walled Lake Western by the 2-0 final. Busy day of baseball here at West Bloomfield, so we want to make sure everyone involved with the broadcast gets some love. Robert Sherby, our fearless leader, executive producer today. The other Evan Westfall on replay, Austin Sonnenberg on audio, David on camera 2, Seth on camera 3, and of course, for Jay Alexander, Evan Stockton saying, thanks for watching. Congratulations, West Bloomfield, district champions in a hard-fought win against a very talented, very game Walled Lake Western team. Congratulations, West Bloomfield. They're district champs, and their season's alive.